The situation surrounding the Demons is a fascinating one. Kane, you sat here a year ago and said that they should absolutely hold on to Brodie Grundy. Was it against their best wishes or best interest to let him go to Sydney? That's aged well. That's been proven to be absolutely accurate. Tim Lamb, who is their list manager, had this to say on the situation.
Yeah, obviously, Tom, we've been tracking for a fair while. We thought we might need some backup in that area of the ground. We're really hopeful Tom's got a lot of development in him. So we think he's got a lot of upside in that ruck and forward space.
Tom's really working hard on his craft and he's got things to work on in his game, but he's not going to win hitouts. He hasn't been able to do that at VFL level. So we went with a player and a group that we thought could compete, as strong as anything at ground level, but also give us something around the ground.
So, Kane, they lose Grundy, pick up Fullerton, then don't pick him, and they were massacred on the weekend.
It's amazing. I haven't seen a midfield mauling like this year, and I'm not sure what they expected, because right now Harrison Petty is an uncompetitive footballer, let alone as a forward. But
an uncompetitive footballer.
He is, and then you try and put him into the ruck against Sean Darcy, who would have 25 kilos on him, and then you've got a cop Luke Jackson after that, and that's the result of it. So the clearance smashing that they had. And some of their recruiting is now ageing poorly. So you've got to give them the credit for the 2021 Premiership and the way that they built that list. And absolutely, they got their plaudits. But some of the moves they've made, handing Grundy to Sydney for free and how crucial he's going to be in their Premiership chase. The 6-7 year contract for Clayton Oliver is about as poor a decision as you are going to make. And then getting Tom Fullerton, who you've got no belief in to even win the hitouts in the VFL, they've made some serious errors. And now they've gone and re-signed Harry Petty before they actually needed to. So just a couple of the decisions seem pretty bizarre.
And Clayton Oliver is interesting. Like, he clearly hasn't been his season. Do you think there's a market for him, and do you think the Crows are the natural suitor?
Yeah, I do. I think he's clearly up for grabs. And I think if he's going to leave Melbourne, which is an if at this stage, it will be to the Adelaide Crows. And Tim Silvers, their CEO, almost admitted as much on the weekend.
Would you look at Clayton Oliver again like you did last year?
We're all about making our list better. I don't want to comment on any players, but we need to improve our list. We are looking at different potentials at the moment. We are being aggressive in this space.
So you've got a whiteboard with names on it then?
We have a whiteboard with names on it.
Now, this is a complicated one. Adelaide have made it very clear to the rest of the competition that their first pick is up for grabs. Now, that's not saying it will absolutely be for Clayton Oliver. As we sit here tonight, I don't believe that Melbourne are over the hump with saying that they absolutely want to let go of Clayton Oliver. There's frustration and tension building between the two parties. Clayton Oliver is frustrated about lately starting on the bench, his new role that he's been given. He doesn't think that he's been utilised the best way that he can be. He's on 6 years at more than $1.1 million for the rest of the year. I disagree with you. I think it's harsh to go back in hindsight and say that deal wasn't worth doing. I mean, he was one of the best players in the competition at the time when they signed up him and Christian Petrarca.
Issues which they knew about.
Yeah, but they knew about those for a while. I think it's harsh to say that now. I think there will be a conversation with all parties at the end of the year. But Hutchie, if he's going to move, if he's going to go to the Crows aren't paying all of that money. So it would be hard to sell to Melbourne members and people that we are trading Clayton Oliver. Oh, and by the way, for the remainder of that deal, we are paying a fair chunk of it.
Yeah, well, I think that it's something they'll look at, I reckon.
I think the Melbourne fans would understand.
You said they should give a pick to get rid.
If I was Adelaide, I'd be asking for their first pick and for Melbourne to be paying some of the wage. Well, they should be asking that.
Gee, the Dockers are finding their stride, and they're going to be dangerous in the finals if they can keep this up. They were really emphatic on the weekend. And it's the scoring. It was only yesterday we were talking about how they couldn't score, Lordo. They've been putting genuine scores and moving the ball quickly. I'm completely in the other camp on you on Jackson and Darcy. Jackson's just so good, he can play with anyone.
Well, just on the Dockers now, they've finally got decent forwards, haven't they? So Josh Tracy is a star now. Jai Amos, he's only going to get better. He's had the yips, but he's just looking a little bit more confident.
Can they win it?
Can they win it? I still think they're off the top few teams, but maybe we'll be saying something different in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But they have pounded Melbourne twice this year.